Hello, this is Roland. Today I want to talk about how to solve all your problems, how to get right with God, how to find peace of mind, confidence, renewed zest for living, all the things that you've wanted, always wanted. Maybe you had them when you were a little child. A little child. You were full of love and enthusiasm. You loved people. Every day was a day of discovery. But then you lost it. You lost that. Some people are able to hang on to it all through their life. Some people, most people, almost everyone loses it. Later on, you fake it. You pretend to be enthusiastic, pretend to be happy, see, or you find some false pleasure in excitements, yelling and screaming at ball games, or drinking, or taking drugs, or partying. You know, false. It's all false. It's not the real thing. Okay? And some people lose it and then they refine it again. Like Dorothy, remember? Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. Well, she left Kansas and then she went to the world of Oz, and eventually she just wanted to get back home again. Okay? Well, so let's talk about that. So what I would like to do, I'm going to start a new series, I hope, Lord willing, of little videos about what's blocking you. What's blocking you from love, from happiness, from forgiveness, from joy, from contentment, from peace of mind, from success, okay? From, yes, all of those things and more. Every good thing that I can think of, okay? What's blocking? Well, there are some blocks. There are several of them. And I'm going to talk about the main ones. Because if you could see what they are and eliminate what's blocking you, see, we all know that blockage is not good. If you have a blocked drain, it needs to be unstopped, unblocked. Some people in their bodies, something is blocked, their energy is blocked. Okay, not good. So let's talk about what we can unblock. So let's start today with something called unforgiveness. We could also call it resentment. Okay? Resentment blocks forgiveness. It becomes unforgiveness. And along with resentment is judgment. Judgment. Okay? Also blocks forgiveness. Okay? But now here's the thing. They block love. And when you block love from others, when you deny others love, you may not realize that you're denying them. See, when you were a little child, I wanted to read from my book, but I'm getting into something good here that I need to tell you about first. When you were a little child, you may have thought that your mom or your dad or other people, authorities, adults, but especially mom and especially dad, okay? You may have thought that they were deliberately denying you love. Okay? Your father, for example, maybe he was distant, angry, he wasn't there for you, okay? Or he was around, but he somehow wasn't there for you. There was a communication gap, and you thought he was deliberately denying you love, okay? But he wasn't. He wasn't deliberately denying you love. He was blocked. Something was blocking him. Something was stopping him from being kind and from being what you needed, from having that special. What did you need from Father? What did you need from Father? You needed a special kind of a love, an agape love, an emotionless love. Okay? He didn't have it. He was blocked from it. And how did he get blocked from it? Resentment, more than likely, anger. See, when he was a little boy, people were mean to him and cruel to him, and he thought they were deliberately denying them love, so he resented them. He resented his parents and other people. Okay, he went out in the world. The world was too much for him, and he got married, and your mom was too much for him, and everything was too much for him. He did the best he could, probably. He did the best he could, but he somehow failed you, and you resented him for it. Okay? Well, now I want you to know that maybe this will help you to forgive him, and if you forgive him, then that will help to unblock you. He wasn't deliberately denying you love. He didn't have it, love. He didn't have it for himself either. And you can't give what you don't have. See, the kind of love that you needed, and that you need now also, is a special love, an agape love, a fatherly love, an emotionless love. Okay? That's what you need. And it comes from God. If your father had it, which he didn't, but if he did, see, he may have had his moments. A lot of dads, they have their moments. See, you can think back on one or two special moments where your dad seemed to have that. How beautiful it was. Okay? But he needed it all the time. That's what he needed. But he didn't have it all the time. He may have been able to rally it just a little bit. And even that might have been enough. It doesn't take a lot of love from Father. That's another thing you fathers need to know. It doesn't take a lot of love. A little bit. If you have any love at all, then your wife could be okay. Your kids could be okay. Okay? But now let's talk about so he was blocked. But he didn't have it for others. He didn't have it for himself. He didn't have it for your mom. She resented him. Okay? But if he didn't have it for others, he didn't have it for himself either. Inside he was empty. And something was blocking him. Something within wouldn't let him be kind, wouldn't let him be sweet, wouldn't let him express love. Okay? So he was blocked. So now I'd like to read this to you. This is from my book, which is called Helping and Healing the Inner You. Integrative Strategies for Self-Empowerment and Spiritual Growth. Helping and Healing the Inner You. I don't talk about it a lot. This book has over 500 pages. Let me read something to you about forgiveness, okay? Or about resentment. When we resent other people, it's like we're suppressing our soul. When you resent another, it's like you're suppressing your soul. Not good. Not only do you suppress your soul's sensibilities and harden your heart when you resent other people, you also deny yourself life that would flow through you, that would flow through your soul if you obeyed the Creator. You also deny yourself life that would flow through your soul if you obeyed the Creator. Now you remember, Christ said all the commandments are basically boiled down to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. Or to put it another way, what did Christ always say? Forgive. Forgive others. Forgive others as you have been forgiven. Don't hold grudges against people. Okay? Forgive them. Okay? So when you don't forgive others, you are denying yourself the life and love that could flow through your soul from the Creator. Let me continue reading here. In essence, also, the life, the light, and the love that would enter your soul from within in order to be truthful and loving toward another is now also denied yourself. That's what I was just saying. It does not enter, so it is not there for you either. See, a lot of people, when we feel empty, see, you resent your dad, your mom, other people's boyfriend, see, but especially your dad. You resent your dad, you feel empty. Okay? By resenting another, you feel empty. The love from God can't flow into you. You block yourself. So what do? You compensate. Maybe you compensate with food. Okay, you compensate with food. You love yourself through eating, but Food ultimately will betray you, won't it? It's not the real thing that you need. Food is just a substitute for what you really need, okay? Or you try, sex or partying or compensating with study, all these different things, okay? They're not they're not the they're not the love that you need, okay? The forgiveness you extend to another permits the forgiveness of the Creator to flow into you. By denying yourself the pleasure of resenting and judging, the emptiness is filled by the infilling of God's grace. Okay, so by denying yourself the pleasure of judging and resenting, see, our ego gets a little bit of a pleasure, a little bit of a high. See, we puff up in judgment of another, resenting another. Okay, but if you deny yourself that pleasure, deny your ego that life, that ego life of emotion and resentment and judgment. See, if you deny yourself that, okay, you feel like you're dying without it, right? Your ego craves it. If you deny yourself that, okay, then you leave yourself empty to be infilled by God's love. Okay? So you see, for the moment's pleasure of puffing up and judging another, resenting another, for that moment's pleasure, you're actually denying yourself life and love from God. So now you see, this book here, this is called Helping and Healing the Inner You. Okay? It's actually a very nice book. It's like for spiritual recovery. Okay? So now you got the idea. So unforgiveness blocks you, resentment blocks you, judgment block you. Okay? And we'll talk more about blocks on other video segments, but this segment is about how judging and hating and resenting other people block us from love that would come from within. See, which is the love that you crave. That it's the good love, okay, which you've always needed, but you haven't found it, and the main reason is because of resentment. My name is Roland.